Hello and welcome. For this practice, we are going to be focusing on your heart space, opening up through your heart and your chest. So if you feel like you might be holding a lot of tension, a lot of heaviness in that part of your body, this might be a great practice for you. So for this practice, we are definitely going to be using props. So if you have two yoga blocks, I invite you to grab those. If not, no problem. Just grab a couple of really thick books. If you don't have books that are super thick, maybe grab 4 books, and then you can stack 2 and then stack the other 2. So just kind of play with what you have and we will jump into it. So for shape, we're going to be taking 2 shapes. The first shape is called heart bench. So you're going to place 2 of your blocks wherever you're going to be lying back. So the first block or book is going to be placed at the highest height. And then the second block or book is going to be placed at about the medium height. And you're going to place it long ways towards this other block. So we're going to be laying back over these, and your head is going to land on this higher block and your spine is going to rest right here. So if you feel like once you get into this, it's really uncomfortable, maybe this block is digging into your spine, you can always grab a blanket and wrap it over, or same thing, you can put a blanket back behind your head if you want to be a little bit more elevated. Whatever you need here, just kind of play with it, take what you need. This can be a really awkward shape to get into if you've never done it before, so take your time, be patient with yourself. You may have to adjust and readjust, but the bottom of this block or book is going to go right under your shoulder blades. So just kind of play with it as you sort of get situated. And every time I get into these shapes, it always takes me a minute. So just kind of, like I said, be patient with yourself. Do what you can do here. And once you find a comfortable variation here, once you feel like you're really settled in, go ahead and start to bring awareness and attention to your legs here. So you can have your legs however feels best. They can be crossed like mine. They can be, you can plant your feet, bring your knees in together, or you can straighten your legs. Just kind of see what feels best for you here. For me, it usually feels best to cross my legs. So just kind of notice what you need here. And feel free to pause the video if it's taking you a minute to get situated. But once you've arrived, once you've kind of found a supportive place of stillness, start to notice what it feels like to have this opening through your chest, through your heart. Maybe you can start to notice a sense of expansion here. So maybe you can really imagine your heart and your chest opening even more. Maybe if it's not physical, maybe just in an energetic way. So just start to notice, picture the opening of that space. And as you do, maybe it feels helpful to extend, or not extend, but face the palms of your hands up towards the sky to really help with this elevating and expansive feeling here. And you may also notice a stretch here in your backs of your shoulders and your back. This is a really big stretch just overall for the upper body. So just notice what sort of tension might you feel, what sort of tension might you be able to release if you feel like you've had a heaviness in your chest, in your heart, maybe some anxiety, maybe some loneliness, like whatever it is that you feel like you might be holding there. Can you start to release that sensation? So maybe you notice it leaving you slowly with each exhale here. And just take a couple more rounds of breath wherever you're at. And if you feel like you'd like to stay here for longer, you're welcome to pause the video. If you are ready to move on to the last shape, go ahead and start to slowly come out of this. So for me, I find the easiest way is to put weight onto one of my elbows and then slowly roll to one side. And then I very slowly and gently start to sit all the way back up. Whew. Okay, I'm gonna move my blocks out of the way. You shouldn't need any props for this last shape. So just move your props out of the way. And if you need to just kind of find some shoulder, some back movement here, go ahead and take it. Whatever you need before we move on to the last shape. And the last shape is called melting heart. In a standard vinyasa yoga practice, it would be called puppy or some variation of that. But in yin, we call it melting heart. So go ahead and come to a tabletop shape here. And I'm gonna walk to the back of my mat here a little bit further. And then when you're ready, start to walk your hands forward all the way until maybe your chin reaches the floor or your forehead. And just really let yourself be heavy here. So we're still opening up through the chest, through the heart space, but we're doing it almost in an opposite way. So before we were facing towards the sky, and now we're facing towards the earth. So maybe just kind of notice that juxtaposition here, that change in direction of your chest, of your heart. Maybe you try to get really grounded here in the palms of your hands, in your forearms, in your forehead. And can you really let the back of your neck go here? We just have a few more rounds of breath here. You may feel this a lot in your shoulders, and that's okay. It's also a big shoulder opener. So just kind of notice how this feels for you. Take about 2 to 3 more rounds of breath wherever you're at here. Notice how it feels to come to a place of stillness. And then when you're ready, slowly start to walk your hands back towards you. Come back into your tabletop. And then go ahead and just briefly sit back on your heels. And let's maybe just take a couple of shoulder rolls here. Moving with your breath. Take it slow. And then switch directions. Maybe kind of move your shoulders from side to side. Maybe even get your neck involved here. Just kind of notice what feels good. Alrighty, well that is it for this practice. Again, you're always welcome to stay for longer, take a few more stretches if you need, if you want. And wherever you're at, I hope that you are able to get through the rest of your day or the rest of your week. And I will see you next time.